Today we're going to be looking at the migration viewpoint.
It entails models and concepts that can be used for specifying the transition from an existing architecture to a desired architecture. So let's make a start and let's put on current state architecture, a starting point or a intermediary point. So I'm going to put in some description there. Well, actually, that's the name that I've used. And we'll put in underneath here a technology. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's put in the final state so we can see what our journey entails, where we need to end up. We'll put it over to the right over here, and we'll put in the target state. So the target state is, I'll just expand that a little bit so you can see it. Now let's put in a transition plateau, and let's put it in between these ones. And let's give it a name. So let's think about what our gaps are. We do have some command over technology, but there are some things that we don't really have available at the moment. So I'm going to call this technology gap. That gap helps us understand, what things we need to have in there. We haven't used this universal element before, Scott, but the junction is useful in this case, the current state and the transition state, because it's moving, they're moving between there, and they both apply. So I've got a little menu that pops up. I'm going to choose and. I'm now going to connect these up. So all I can do is just use this connector here, and I'm going to use the associated with one, and I'm going to use that again in this one, associated with, and I'm going to connect those up to these elements. Again, a few choices of connectors there, but that's the one I'm going to use, associated with. What we can see is a current state on the left-hand side of the diagram and a target state on the right there. A useful diagram, Scott.